Entry exams for the various military special forces, such as the Navy SEALs, Deltas, and British and Australian SAS, are likely tricky. These special forces tasks require functional fitness and extreme physical and mental stamina levels. To be prepared for the selection tests for various military forces, you should aim to meet the physical fitness and training standards outlined in this video. Watch the video until the end to get valuable training tips like the military special forces. Additional requirements and general fitness standards. High-level fighting units, such as the Australian Commandos, the US and UK Marines, the US and UK paratroopers, and several others, are renowned for their exceptionally high levels of physical preparedness. Yet, clandestine forces such as the SAS, SEALs, and Deltas, who sometimes operate in small groups or alone over long distances on foot and from the city and the air, frequently need additional skills and psychological profiles to be successful. The traditional military mentality has been to just suck it up and go balls to the wall, and that's how it's done in the special operations community. For instance, candidates who want to become Navy SEALs must go through Hell Week. The former Special Forces trainer, Mark Lauren, told The Insider, "In the military, it's about general preparedness. How do we train these young special ops guys so they can jump out of airplanes, do road marches, slide down ropes, scuba dive, etc.? Intending to be prepared for everything meant exercising to increase mobility, enhance joint function, and improve posture. Push-ups and glute bridges are two examples of functional exercises Lauren uses in her training. When you gain muscle through highly functional training, your body displays your self-mastery, which leads to mastery of your environment. And that is exactly what we need to survive and reproduce," Lauren said. Fitness standards. We'll now go over various fitness requirements that should prepare you for the physical demands of the elite Special Forces selection process. Although different forces have different emphasis, many applicants will be physically fitter than this. Therefore, you would be wasting your time if you are not close to these abilities. The goal is to maintain sufficient physical fitness to succeed at physical tasks. Conserve your strength for mental and psychological problems. According to a study, having more mental toughness could boost your chances of getting selected by up to 68%. We were given an inside look at the 130 men's Australian SASR selection tests in the Australian documentary SAS, The Hunt for Warriors, and less than 20% of them succeeded. One of the initial objectives involved completing a 20-kilometer pack hike with a nearly 30-kilogram pack and equipment in under 3 hours and 15 minutes. To finish this within the allotted time, you must walk or run at a pace of roughly 6.5 to 7 kilometers per hour. A young soldier in good physical condition or a candidate soldier should not find this task too challenging. Those that left at this point weren't fit enough to continue. If you need to improve strength and endurance standards, you must do rigorous exercise, including running, brisk walking, push-ups, sit-ups, and pull-ups. You might benefit from this exercise if you have years of weight training and a lot of traveling and climbing with heavy loads, but for special forces specifically, you need more than that. You should have muscular upper and lower body strength and endurance and excellent cardio fitness if you can meet the above-mentioned fitness levels. The basic physical requirements for SAS, SEALs, and other selection or training processes shouldn't pose too many difficulties. It is another matter of whether you meet the psychological requirements, which include sleep and food deprivation, among other things. One justification for including a full marathon in this preparation is the substantial exhaustion that results from 3 hours or longer of intense physical activity without a break. Strength secrets of the SAS. They are the world's most brutal soldiers. The expert behind their training demonstrates how to gain military-grade strength. You must have watched enough motion pictures to know what to anticipate from a taskmaster like Kevin Toonan. He will undoubtedly play the harshest instructor as he takes a colleague through a military-style workout because he is the strength and conditioning coach for the Australian Special Forces. He'll likely ram that bushy beard of his right into our grills and spew out epithets like pathetic maggot and worthless piece of shit into our perspiration-drenched dials. In a Heartbreak Ridge kind of way, that sounds like fun. Military intelligence. The Special Forces screen test consists of physical examinations and a panel interview. Extreme examples of some traits make somebody ineligible. They encompass mental fragility in general, selfishness, conceit, and shyness. Do you lose your thought when asked to perform mental calculations while puffing? True and true, your papers have been graded. Men typically join the Special Forces in their 30s. You probably lack the essential maturity if you're any younger than that. Soldier, you're aging and your body is failing. Selectors for the Special Forces don't consider appearance. Tunin claims that if you take your shirt off at one of their gyms, you will be hollered until you run for the exit. We need speed, aggression, and violence of action, says Tunin. And that all comes through the physical body. The faster you are from A to B, the lower your chance of being shot. He describes what will occur if you pass the screen test and move on to the selection and training course, where you will spend many weeks working to the edge of your skills. Just 20% of individuals successfully complete this phase. Focus below the waist, especially the muscles you can't see in the mirror. Glutes, hamstrings, and calves, says Tunin, if you want to train like a Special Forces member. They offer power and speed. Getting ready for Army Special Forces Assessment and Selection, or SFAS. It takes dedication and almost a lifetime of training to complete the first step in getting into the Special Forces qualifying course. I recently had a conversation with a Special Forces operator in which we discussed a few things an SF candidate should know before taking the SFAS test. He covered many topics you should pay attention to when preparing for your training. Build your leg endurance and muscle stamina. If you are prepared, both your legs and your lungs will succeed you. Combine lung and leg exercises with running and leg strengthening. Run for half a mile at a timed pace, then recover by performing 20 lunges and 20 squats. Depending on a logical progression, repeat up to 5 to 6 times or gradually increase it over time. To be ready for a lunge walk around your training area, try a few quarter-mile lunges walks during your workouts. Strengthen your lower back. Consider the new lower back plan for a calisthenics-based back plan to expand on. A strong back is necessary for lifting logs, carrying backpacks, and carrying out injured man drills. Your lower back will be prepared for lifting weights and walking with it by performing body drags, farmer walks, hang cleans, farmer lifts, and fireman carries. Don't think of sitting down. Be prepared to stand up all day. Ruck running. Time and getting to your ideas fast are critical components of SFAS. When you are under pressure or trapped in a situation, you must be able to escape. Put 45 pounds in your ruck and run 4 miles as quickly as possible to prepare. To complete 4 miles in less than 35 minutes is a worthy objective. It completely changes the game if you can go that distance during SFAS. Shoulder PT. You will have a rifle and log PT during SFAS. This rare, unimportant event causes many men to give up. We suggest performing lots of push presses, snatches, and light military presses to prepare. The burden is light. It's simply monotonous. It helps to learn how to operate as a team under the log, mainly if everyone can perform a push press simultaneously. Those with a lot of muscle might easily lift the weight, but would burn out soon in these competitions. Have a solid running base. You won't just be jogging everywhere, but sprinting swiftly while carrying a bag. Shin splints, knee tendinitis, and foot issues can develop in people who do not run at least 25 to 30 miles weekly. Run as many miles as you can to prepare your lungs and legs. Run a lot of distances quickly. The runs are about 10 to 12 miles long at most, yet we left. Swimming. Swimming is a passable event on the course. You must be able to swim 50 meters while wearing boots and a uniform in a pool. The survival swim with gear on is challenging and quite a shock if you've never tried it, but it's also a fantastic non-impact cardio activity. Go in the pool and swim some laps if you have trouble with the water. This event affected a few people because they needed to include it in their workout schedules. We wish you luck in your future endeavors and kindly urge you to continue putting in the necessary effort to get ready for the start of a career in the armed forces.